Kodak, man. Kodak. Man, Kodak, man. You for real? Yeah. Get that Kodak for real? Yeah, that Kodak.
In the realm of boxing, the term special is used sparingly to describe a fighter. For the few who carry the moniker, the pressure may seem insurmountable, but for Errol Spence Jr., it's just a part of the routine. Errol Spence Jr.'s career has thus far been defined by the dramatic arc of his rise. At the tender age of 27, Spence is yet to taste defeat, but a brash fighter from Britain looks to put a halt to the rising stock of the young Texas Titan.
I'm a stubborn guy. It took me all my career, to get that world title and beat Sean Porter, and it is nowhere that I want to move up and just give the title up. You've got to take it away from me. You've got to rip it out of my hands because I'm passionate, and this belt belongs with me.
And we basically got into it, and I enjoyed it. Kind of, lit. I already had a fire, but kind of lit a bit of bigger fire under me. And now I'm really, really anxious. And press conference like that, keep you on your toes, keep you focused, because you see the other guy, you see his hunger, and it's good sizing him up too. They say he's a big welterweight, so I got to size him up. And he's big, but he's not that big. Like, I thought I was bigger than him, and we were the same size, so it's gonna be good.
I love a challenge. I've proven these guys wrong before, and I'm gonna do it again. There's question marks over Errol Spence. He's never been in with a guy like me. He's never been anything close to anything like me.
I would say his composure. Even if he's hurt or he's getting shaken or getting caught or the guy's pressuring him, he manages to stay composed. He has a good jab, a good one too. That's about it.
Well, we're gonna do 20 because you did like 2 days on that bag.
The man responsible with the task of preparing Spence for his first world title shot is former boxing pro turned trainer, Derek James. The pair train out of the RBR Boxing Club in Dallas, Texas. Like the fighters it hosts, the boxing club is quiet and humbling. Nothing but classic fight posters used to cover the brick walls, a boombox playing high-tempo tracks, and the aroma of hard work and dedication. Spence and trainer Derek prepare for the day's work. Aside from a few quips and laughs, not much is said between James and Spence. The pair have a mutual understanding how the other works. Since first meeting, the partnership has blossomed into the biggest stage one can hope to achieve in this sweet science.
Well, the first time I ever met Errol, we were in a boxing gym at the RBR Boxing Gym, and I was training and I was a pro fighter, and I was wanting to work on my defense. So he had like 3 or 4 little young guys come in there and throw punches at me to help me work on my defense, and Errol was one of those guys. Too much. Like some water or something. From that point, we never really had a conversation because he was so much smaller than I was. I'm 20-some years old in the years or whatever, so it was like, but we worked out, we would spar from time to time, just them throwing punches at me. And from that point, I went to a boxing tournament maybe a year or 2 later. Saw his father and I was talking to him, and it was the Black Gloves boxing tournament. They normally have a national tournament. I said, man, look at him, he keeps throwing the same punch over and over again. And Dad was like, yeah. He said, you think you can help him with that? I said, yeah, I can help him with that. And so for a while, he went to the U.S. Championships and he did really well. Then I said about a month and a half later, he gave me a call, and from that point, told his dad, I said, yeah, you can come work with me. So they would come out to my job every day. 2 of them. Yeah, I already had all the tools, all the athleticism. I just added the little pro style and a little more of a mental edge to it, and that was it. What we brought together is what everybody see now.
Derek, he's more professional. He has a pro fighter style. He used to be a professional boxer. He just relates to me more because he used to box professional, so he knows the things I'm going through in training camp, or when I'm being overworked, or some of the things I'm feeling. He knows firsthand because he's been through that as a fighter. And he has a pro style, even as an amateur. Like, a lot of people used to compliment me on my body shots and how I use my jab and my pro style. And they tried to change me over to my liquid style, but he's the one that told me to just fight, your pro style, and I got far with that. So, he changed me up, and I'm grateful for it.
On the surface, Spence is a calm and collected individual, an introvert who refuses to boast with words, but rather lets his fists speak for themselves. Inside the ring, a new persona emerges. It's no longer Errol Spence the fighter, but a lion, defending his territory.
When I see him pummel guys, right, I'm like, what in the hell is it that, because what is it that it takes for somebody to do that to somebody else? It's like I'm so far removed from being in the ring, actually. I'm like, he's not mad at the guy, it's a job. So I guess that desire to be the best, man, that flips that switch. I want to win, I want to be the best. And that's a phenomenal thing to have, because you see the difference, you see the results. I'm just like, man, what the hell? I'm like, and he wants to be the best. And it's like the fear to lose, the desire not to give up is greater than anything else, obviously, because he works his butt off and he gets in there, and that switch, he may smile, crack a joke, and then that's it.
It's just like a lion, or any other animal, playing with their cubs or playing with a family member. A lion can pick a cub up, and walk them, miles, but, then again, he can snap a gazelle's neck with a bite. So it's the same thing, I just turn on my switch, and, it's something I always have. I think it's just that competitiveness in me. And, once I see my opponent and knowing he's trying to beat me, and I've always been a guy, I hate losing more than I love winning. So I hate losing to the next guy, because that means he's better than me, especially if it's a one-on-one sport. So that's what triggers just that, the inner just aggressiveness. I think it's the minute I step in the ring, because usually in the locker room it's cool, calm, collected, we're joking, laughing. I think it's the walk to the ring. It's when you're in the ring, you see the bright lights, and you see the opponent looking across the ring from you. He's serious, and you know that he's trying to knock your head off, and he wants to win. So he's basically taking food out of my family's mouth and food out of my mouth. So that's when I know to turn it on. This guy's not playing.
Unlike most fighters who show up to the fight destination the week of the bout, Spence has elected to travel to London 2 weeks prior to fight night. It's no secret that Brook will be Spence's toughest test to date, a challenge that he believes will be his coming out party to the world of boxing.
Man down. I don't see nothing there. I don't see nothing there. I don't see nothing. Kell Brook, to me, he's probably the best fighter in the division, next to Keith Thurman. And I definitely think this is going to be my breakthrough fight. Kell Brook, he's known to be a big, strong welterweight. A lot of people say he's too big for me and stuff like that. But you look at the press conference, I was standing over him a little bit. The size difference, we're the same size. So it's definitely going to be my coming out party, and my introduction into boxing.
The sport of boxing yearns for matchups of this caliber. In a time when the sport has failed to regain the grasp of mainstream fans, it's bouts like this that pairs two men in the prime of their careers against one another to see who's truly the best in the division.
Sometimes it's funny when we're holding this one working. I'm like, man, he can be, like one of the greatest, because I see it, and I don't think about it because it's so far away, even though it's right in the present. So I don't think as far as we are dealing with right now, but I see him, like, man, he can be great, because I've seen a lot of great fighters, and I've been around since 1976, 75, boxing, 77, so you look at it, you say, he can be great, man. He can be one of the greats.
There's no question that in order to be great, one has to rise to the occasion, crawl through the proverbial mud to reach the pinnacle. And be remembered as one of the greats.
I want the legacy to be, I always fought the best. I always gave my all, always trained hard, stayed focused 100%. I want my legacy to be like a Marvin Hagler, like a Sugar Ray Leonard, the one of those guys. Fought the best, he could fight, he was tough, he was smart. At the end of the day, he did well with his money, he did good with his money, he retired on his account. Didn't have to keep fighting because he needed money, and that's basically it.
On May 27th, a hungry lion known as The Truth will travel across the seas to face off against an animal he's never faced before. The first true mark on his legacy is on the line.